Trump is exploiting Charlie Kirk to silence dissent. There's no other way to put it. Here's Trump's Attorney General threatening to prosecute Americans for exercising their First Amendment right of free speech.
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech.
Oh, well, I guess if it's just hate speech, that's probably okay. Only, what constitutes hate speech? Apparently, even a reporter daring to question Trump.
What do you make Pam Bondi saying she's going to go after hate speech?
She'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC.
3 key facts. Number 1. Before we even have any facts in the case, Trump and Republicans are exploiting it to silence, prosecute, and eradicate their opponents, even using FCC pressure to get Jimmy Kimmel taken off the air. They are pretending that mere criticism of conservatives is tantamount to incitement of violence, and they have now sworn to use the power of the state to crush all liberal-leaning groups and charities that they claim are coordinating to say mean things about Trump.
We are going to use every resource we have at the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and throughout this government to identify, disrupt, dismantle, and destroy these networks.
One of the charities they've explicitly targeted is the Southern Poverty Law Center, an anti-hate group, which was launched by civil rights leaders in 1971 specifically to stop political violence against Black Americans. But they're not just going after big organizations. They're also trying to dox and blacklist every random American who has posted anything critical of Charlie Kirk. Congressman Derek Van Orden, who, by the way, before getting elected, appears to have been photographed among the violent criminal thugs who attacked America on January 6th, has been on Twitter nonstop, doxing ordinary citizens and calling for the firing of teachers, doctors, office workers, and anyone who had anything critical to say about Kirk. Congressman Clay Higgins says he will even fight to revoke the driver's licenses of people who say mean things about Kirk. But let's be clear, this isn't really about Kirk, and it certainly isn't about hate speech. It is about silencing all non-MAGA voices, because the Trump team sees the mere existence of an opposition party as an act of terror.
The Democrat Party is not a political party. It is a domestic extremist organization.
Number 2. It is objective fact that the vast majority of political violence in the U.S. has been right-wing. From the attacker who took the life of Minnesota's Democratic State House Speaker and her husband and injured a Democratic state senator and his wife in their homes, to the violent attempt on Nancy Pelosi in which her husband was gravely injured, which the Trumps found hilarious.
How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know?
And then there was the kidnapping plot against Governor Gretchen Whitmer after Trump tweeted at his followers to, quote, liberate Michigan. A lot of the right-wing violence has been specifically advancing white identity extremism, such as the El Paso and Buffalo massacres, Charlottesville, the 2017 Portland stabbing attack, the 2015 attack against Black Lives Matter activists in Minneapolis, and the Lafayette, Louisiana and Charleston massacres. And who can forget how Proud Boys and Oath Keepers committed criminal, violent, seditious conspiracy against the United States on January 6th, backed by a mob of criminal thugs who ransacked the Capitol, sought to overturn the results of an election, called to hang Mike Pence, and brutalized more than 140 Capitol police, all at Trump's bidding. In a report released last year, the Department of Justice specifically affirmed that, quote, militant, nationalistic, white supremacist violent extremism has increased in the United States. In fact, the number of far-right attacks continues to outpace all other types of terrorism and domestic violent extremism. Since 1990, far-right extremists have committed far more ideologically motivated homicides than far-left or radical Islamist extremists. This report was publicly available to view on the Department of Justice website until just this week, when it mysteriously disappeared. And no major American politician in living memory has ever used such dehumanizing rhetoric against the opposition as Trump, who has called his opponents vermin, scum, sick, and evil. Number 3. Democrats and the press are not using extreme rhetoric when they say Trump is a threat to democracy or that he's employing fascist tactics. They are describing reality. When someone who has already tried to overturn one free and fair election uses or threatens the power of the state to silence, prosecute, or otherwise go after any form of opposition or criticism, no other words are appropriate. I'm Alan Piper at apiper13 and Piperama. Follow Courier Newsroom for the facts you need.